O'Reilly! You've got questions? O'Reilly Auto Parts has answers. Need a pro you can trust? We've got that too. No matter what you need, our professional parts people have the training and expertise to help you do things right. Deep automotive knowledge, just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is a podcast from Minute Media.
Hashtag no music, no intro. It is fitting. It's very fitting that the first hashtag Saints Twitter podcast episode we're doing after the season ended is about this shit that went down in Saints Twitter. We're not gonna start off talking about the Saints. We're not talking about Jeff Ireland getting interviewed by the Bears. We're not talking about the head coach openings and GM openings around the league. Nah, man. We gotta talk about what the guy, Dylan Sanders, put on Twitter, bro. And it just spread like fucking.
He created a whole news day. He just on Hinge flipping through.
He tried to get him get him a piece, everything. And he just tweets. He's on Hinge. If anyone who doesn't know what Hinge is, similar to Twitter, I guess it's like a Nordstrom Rack or Nordstrom of Tinder. And he's going through Hinge and he sees the girl, Alyssa, who had I can't understand it, bro. In her profile in Hinge, there's a place where I guess you put your most controversial opinion. And her opinion was Steve Gleason has been faking ALS for the past 11 years, bro.
Oh boy.
So he took that screenshot, put it on Twitter, and he said, Hinge is getting wild, right? That's it. That's all Dylan said. He had no idea when he started. It is at 160 retweets, 170 quote tweets. Alyssa done lost her. So that's the start, right? So that enough alone is like, that's peculiar. That's weird. And maybe part of me should be like very upset and angry, being that my mom just passed away from ALS in November. But maybe this is what I needed, bro. Like maybe this is just a sign from her just saying like, just laugh at this shit. It gets better. Like this is not where the story ends. This woman has been part of like Steve Gleason's entourage and his caregiver for ALS.
That shit blew me away, bro. I mean, all it takes is Twitter, bro. Twitter investigators. It'll take them number 2-3 minutes, bro. They got screenshots of the girl Facebook, linking everything, pictures with her and Steve Gleason. I'm like, oh no.
And me being who I am, right? I was like, I don't know who Alyssa is, but what's Alyssa's act though? Kind of juicy in them slacks, bro. In them scrubs.
Dang it.
It gets so wild that people were at her neck so much. Twitter, deleted. Facebook, deleted. Saints Twitter has completely wiped this woman off the face of social media, bro. We're 48 hours in, Ryan.
We out of minds, bro. Out of minds, man.
I said Dylan Thanos, her, bro. She just
snapped out, man.
Faded away.
And then Ramon, Badu Ramon.
I missed the Ramon piece.
Ramon had to do his investigative journalism, and he got quotes from the Gleason organization. It's from Steve Gleason himself. So it's really become a news item.
Joked out, Ryan.
All because Dilly on hands just flipping through. You know Ramon got to get the goods, bro.
You know he do, bro. It wouldn't be Ramon if he did.
Ramon, you know you have to text him the story. He's like already watching everything on Fro. He's like, oh shit, let me get to the bottom of this.
I got to text Ramon. I got to text him. As all this was going on, I know the number one thought I had two thoughts. First one was someone, was doing some sleuthing, and she had put some pics up there that was her in a bikini. Alyssa had some ass on her, bro. Alyssa had some ass. This is what I wanted to do before she deleted all her social media. I wanted to try to get her on the pod, bro. I wanted to hear Alyssa's side of the story.
Actually, would have been hilarious, bro.
Just us doing a very thorough investigative interview of what happened. Because maybe let's maybe give her a benefit of the doubt, bro. Maybe she said that in jest. Maybe it was just a joke.
And apparently, that's what she said. She said it's a joke. And Steve Gleason, to Steve Gleason's credit, and like if anybody who knows Steve Gleason, follow him over years, he has a funny sense of humor, real like a dark
and very dark,
self-denigrating, self-denigrating. So,
and I will say this as someone who has lived with someone who's had ALS, that is something that happens by nature with people who have ALS.
Right.
It's a mechanism of how it helps them get through what they're going through. And
exactly.
And as a person, like for me, like there are some at times, like initially, like when the diagnosis happened with my mom and everything, she would say something, right? And I'd be like, don't say that, right? Like that's not cool. Like that's not funny. But she was like, baby, that makes me laugh. So I need you to kind of understand, and like you have to get used to it.
Exactly. So that's why I try to kind of look at it like that. And Steve Gleason, for his credit, that's basically what he said. Like, look, if you're around me, I have a sense of humor that kind of rubs off on people around me. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of put it like that and said, she was a great caregiver for him and stuff like that. So, I don't know. It just was just a hilarious Twitter experience, bro. Like, and me, I'm like the whole time, I didn't want to put it out there. I'm like, I don't know, this shit was kind of funny the way. What you just say, You've been faking this shit for enough years.
Bro, could you imagine? Maybe Alyssa's been right the whole time, and she just broke the biggest news story in Saints Twitter history. We're not even paying this woman no attention, bro.
I like dog humor. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's kind of funny, But it's just weird. It was on the hinge. It was like, what did you put that on the hinge though? Right. It was a funny like inside joke between them. It's like, okay, that's funny, y'all can laugh at it, but to put that out there.
Because one, obviously, that she lives in Louisiana. So people that she's going to match with are people who are like guys who live in Louisiana, who know more than likely, probably know who Steve Gleason is if they're Saints fans, right? So like, I could just imagine just being a dude in Louisiana and just on Hinge, and I read that and I'd be like, I mean, who know in this day and age of dating, bro? Maybe that's just like the that conversation starter, right? Like like that. It's so out there that you're like, like she not that she kind of cute, but let me just swipe right to see. I need to talk to this bitch. Like
this interesting. like Mitch said it. To be fair, this is a controversial opinion. It's like it's a controversial opinion.
Oh, bruh, what a day! So many laughs. I you know what? I do think I don't know how I'm going to do it, bruh. I know she's kind of deleted herself off social media, the world, but this is. I think I got to find her. I got to reach out to her, bruh. Somehow, some way. Got her by her on the pod, bro. Tell her side of the story, just so we know what's going on, bro. What that was great, and then this was more like yesterday, and I didn't really catch this one, but the whole thing with like CD Deuce and Nader, bro, like.
I just saw that last night before I went to sleep. Just laughing like we just went to sleep, man. I was like, "The hell is going on here?"
I was like, Ryan Nader's gonna make Ryan put him on the Def Jail screen again, brother. Put him on the screen. Not again, bro.
Not again, man.
2 months away from March Madness. I don't want another Saints Twitter bracket, bro. I don't want one.
Please, not that again.
What? Let's talk about some things that have gone on in the NFL. Let's start with the biggest that relates to the Saints. Two things. One, we talked about a little bit on the recap. From the Falcons game, but it was confirmed that Taysom Hill does have the Liz Frank injury. He's going to have surgery. Likely to knock him out between 6 to 9 months, man.
Yeah.
And we kind of hit on a little bit. Just Taysom played through a lot this season.
Oh yeah,
just played through a lot, and I know he's a very easy person target to be the butt of jokes, even for us sometimes, right? Like we can joke about Taysom, but it should not be understated. Everything he put down, he put out on the field for the Saints, and hopefully he can have a speedy recovery and be back, because whoever the quarterback is going to be next season, having Taysom to be able to play that jack of all trades role. Like that's like we have seen that is needed in the offense, bro.
Right.
I know Finding Nemo caught his one little touchdown. I'm like the fucking spelling bee gif, whatever. But the offense needs something, and Taysom brings that when he plays those different positions. So hopefully he can do that. And then the bigger news, and it's happening, bro. I just get this tingling. You got Jeff Ireland talking to the Bears because Ryan Pace got fired. Uh-oh.
It's happening.
Bruh, you called this a couple of weeks, even before the Albert Breer fucking article even came out, bruh. Like you was like, I'm just saying, Ryan Pace, he could let go. Like he got fired, and now Jeff Ireland's interviewing for the Bears, and if he gets that GM job, you already know who he taking with him. You already know. BA gonna be gone.
Yeah, out of here, man.
And I just want to say this on the whole Jeff Ireland thing. I'm not gonna say too much about it, right? Because can't burn bridges. All I will say is that if Jeff Ireland leaves and becomes the GM of the Bears, it will hurt the Saints because Jeff Ireland. See, this is me being careful how I word this. Jeff Ireland was more of an asset in terms of the drafting process and in terms of scouting players than I think a lot of fans may think he was. That's all I'm gonna say. Bro. Yeah. Okay, not gonna talk too much about that. But then becomes questions of, well, if Jeff Ireland leaves, is Ryan Pace coming back? More than likely, it's a possibility that he'll be back. And then it's like, we're gonna go back to letting Ryan Pace build our draft boards. Like I don't have it in front. I don't have it in front of me, bruh. I don't want to go through those Ryan Pace drafts, but they were not good.
They were very bad. They were very bad, man. years too. Bad stretches. Whew.
They were not good. And in the absolutely most important offseason that the Saints have had in a very long time, I don't like you telling me like Ryan Pace is supposed to come back and fix this. Oh boy,
it'll be interesting because they redeveloped the entire way of drafting. They really incorporated the whole RAS score thing and all the little metrics and prototypes that Ireland brought over from Parcells that Sean Payton had a familiarity with from Dallas, stuff like that. So shit been working for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there were some misses in the first round mostly, but especially on defense, shit been working, man. So it's like, don't fuck that up. Like, like keep that part. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep what works. So, like, if they do bring Ryan Pace back, which I think they will, he's a homegrown talent. They liked him. They didn't really want him to leave. Figure out a way to work that shit out. Like, don't come in and just say, okay, this is my team now. We're going back to my system. No, bro. Like, you just got fired. You got fired for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
You got fired because you picked Mitchell Trubisky, bro. Like, that to me, like, this is the thing where I just not
only took Mitchell Trubisky, but doubled down on him for the longest. Traded up for him, and then doubled down on it year after year after year when everybody was watching and seeing the same quarterback and saying, this dude is not a starter. Everybody could see it. Everybody knew it.
Everybody. So I pulled it up. So do you want to? I'll just go to the 2014 draft. 2014 draft. Brandon Cooks. They traded up to get Brandon Cooks, right? After that, Stanley Jean-Baptiste, Kyrie Ford, Benny Cersei, Tavon Brooks. That's bad, bro. That's bad. I will say 2013 was good. You got Kenny Vaccaro, you got Teron, John Jenkins, who is still in the fucking league.
Right. That's crazy. Every time I see his name, I'm like, what the hell?
Kenny Stills, Rufus Johnson. Not a bad draft at all.
And that was a bad overall draft.
That was a bad draft class. So for them to find like the diamonds in the rough in 2013 was actually amazing. 2012, you had Akeem Hicks in the third round. Then you had Nick Toon, Corey White, Andrew Tiller, who is a green. Andrew Tiller's a fucking green. And Marcel Jones. So it's just very scattershot when it comes to like the Ryan Pace draft classes. Bro.
Scattershot is the word I come to because there's no real connective glue between the drafts. It's like, what is it that you like? It's like I don't know. It's like it's all over the place.
It is. It's funny though because like I'm looking from like the Ryan Pace years and I scroll up to the Jeff Ireland years. I know he don't. He ain't what he want him. But we got PJ Williams, Tom Davidson. Because that was his first draft class he took over 2015. So I don't know if that was them still using like their old scouts or whatever. Yeah. Then in 16, you got Michael Thomas, Von Bell, David Onyemata, the legendary 2017 draft class. Then you get 2018. Like you, at least I think with Jeff Ireland, you could see a vision and there's more consistencies and good draft picks. With Ryan Pace, it just feels like literally like I know drafting is like throwing darts at a board in general, but it seems like when he's throwing those darts, them bitches can go off.
Oh yeah,
all over the fucking place, bro. And then the second question that comes is that if Jeff Ireland does become the GM of the Bears, and if he brings Dennis Allen with him to be the head coach, that leaves a hole that the Saints would have to figure out of who they would hire, whether that be in-house or bringing someone else in to be their defensive coordinator.
Ugh. You know,
Which
and
is-
it's gonna happen. You figure it got to happen eventually, but
Which sucks because the consistency that the players have had in DA's system, like they know it. So like you just see it, bro. When they play,
yeah, like this year especially, you really like there were rarely any busts. You know what I'm saying? Dudes might get beat here and there, but you didn't see those busts. Remember, like early, a couple years ago, there'd be some busts in the cover 3 and stuff like that.
Yep, against the Chargers game.
Yeah. But they were just locked in. Like they knew the scheme, they ran the scheme, and that was it. You know what I'm saying? You really lose that bringing somebody new in, but it's kind of inevitable. Like the dude been having a successful defense for year after year after year. So
he's had a successful defense, and he's created this defense is the identity of his team.
Right.
Like part of that, Sean has something to do with that, but that's a lot of DA, right?
Mm-hmm.
That this defense has become the identity of this team. And, you know, the Bears have some pieces on defense in Chicago. I think it's the Bears defense right now is what I worry may happen to the Saints defense. And I've said on this podcast is like, you get a good to great defense in the NFL for just a very finite period of time.
Mm-hmm.
And when the Bears had Roquan Smith, they had Khalil Mack, they had Kyle Fuller, Hakeem Hicks, Eddie Jackson. Like that D was a monster, bro, just nasty. And you know, just like kind of similar to the Saints defense, could have probably taken them very deep in the playoffs, but you get back quarterback play and your offense doesn't match the level of your defense. And a couple of years down the line, now your defense is aging. And, you know, would it shock anyone if Khalil Mack got traded or cut this offseason?
Man, what happened to him?
I don't know, man. Maybe he just in like the Cam Jordan part of his career, man. Maybe he just need, you know, could be. Like when he was on, he was elite. So, you know, so I said all that to say, for the Saints to be competitive next season, right? They can't. Whoever the defensive coordinator is, whoever you want to throw out, right? Vic Fangio, whoever could come in and be DC. Keep that, you know, that same consistency and continuity on the team defensively. But for them to get where they want to be.
Ryan Nielsen, you know, I'm sure Ryan Nielsen chomping at the bit to move up D-line coach to DC coach, you know.
But they really need to. They got to add some offense pieces, bro. It's a must. It's a must. So that brings me to the next thing I want to talk about. Watching the national championship game last night. Congratulations to Georgia. Were you when you went into work today? Was people were just sad, bro?
Just sad. The typical arguments. I'm happy they lost. They ain't deserve to be out there. All that, you know. Everybody just rationalizing and all that shit. I'm just like, man, I'm so glad I don't give a shit about none of this.
Ooh. Oh, lovely. So watching the national championship game. Huge injury happens. Wide receiver Jameson Williams gets hurt towards his ACL, 40-yard catch. And me being the sicko that I am, right? Because I'm a piece of shit. This is what fandom does to you, right? And at least I can look into the mirror and own it. My first thought was, fuck, this really fucking sucks for him. And then two, anyone, and this is a national championship, but anyone who criticizes any college player from opting out of any fucking bowl game so they can preserve themselves for the fucking draft, fuck you. Fuck you so much. Because this is a perfect example. Like, this is the national championship, but still, you had a player, a prospect, who has played himself into probably maybe being a top 10 draft pick in the draft, right? Busts his knee out, and luckily for him, it's an ACL. ACL injuries have the technology and medical technology and advancements have improved so significantly that an ACL injury, I'm not going to say it's no big deal, but it's not like, oh my God, wrong.
Will they ever be the same again?
Yeah, that doesn't exist anymore for the most part when a player turns their ACL. But if you have a player that was going to do a top 10 and goes 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, they are losing money, period. Mm-hmm. They are losing money, millions of dollars. Now, who knows? That player plays great like a rookie and they get a contract extension. They can but they can't make that. They can never make that money up. Like that money's gone.
Yeah, it's gone. That was like a $5 to $10 million injury. Right?
Come on, man.
Just write this down.
Period.
Period, man.
So any people, I hate it, bro. I hate it so much. Like even people, we go into the Senior Bowl, right? Players can choose to, and this used to be a thing really back in the day. Such and such isn't going to the Senior Bowl. They're not. Man, you remember they're that? They're not competitive. They're like, shut the fuck up, please.
That really was a thing, bro.
Huge, especially like in the draft.
Does he really love the game? Like what? Talk about an unpaid All-Star game, bro. What are you talking about?
Anyway, don't get me on my soapbox because I'll fucking just unleash. But a thing I thought, and I was like, man, the Saints, if they're smart, like he could be there at 18. We know now for sure the Saints are picking number 18 overall in this draft. Well, at least where they currently stand. If they move up or move down, whatever. They're picking 18.
Yeah.
In theory, and who knows, it only takes one team, and another team could fall in love with him and, check out Williams' medicals and be fine and think he's going to recover and feel like they don't need to draft, they don't need to draft him. They feel like they'll draft him high. But let me just go down the list of teams just real quick. And tell me which one that you could just envision taking a wide receiver, even though he may be the consensus number one wide receiver in this draft, high in this draft. You got Jacksonville, Detroit, Houston, Jets, Giants. Like just those five alone. I don't see it. Don't see it.
They have immediate needs on all those teams.
Okay. So then you have Carolina, Giants again, Atlanta, Denver, Jets again. I maybe Atlanta, but probably not. Denver wouldn't do it because they just extended all their receivers, and plus they just drafted Jerry Jeudy 2 years ago.
Yeah, they don't need that now.
You can make an argument for I could see the Jets being like, you know what, we need to give Sam Darnold a weapon. This is our second pick we got from the Seahawks. Okay, maybe the Jets in their second pick, right? And then you have Washington, Minnesota, Cleveland, Baltimore, and then Philly.
I could see Washington maybe.
I could see Washington maybe. I can see that. I mean, obviously, maybe they might look at quarterback, but yeah, I can see Washington. Could see Cleveland too. Mm-hmm. They don't have they got rid of Odell. Don't really know what's going to happen with Jarvis Landry.
That would actually be a great move by them, actually.
Wouldn't it? Right? Yeah, it would. It would. But then, you Rick ain't gonna have no excuses, bro. Rick,
no excuses.
Baltimore at 14, they just drafted a wide receiver last year, and they drafted Hollywood. Man, I can't call him Hollywood Brown.
Don't call he does not deserve that name. Like, stop it. Stop that shit.
Oh, Brian, shut up.
Man, that dude is.
But he was drafted in the first round, and then you have Philly at 15 and 16, and then you have the Chargers. I can't see Baltimore doing it. I can't get a sense from Philly, bro. I really couldn't.
You never know with them. They like those flashy, they'll do it. But
and can you really say that to your Can you say that to your fan base? If you drafted a wide receiver in the first round 3 years,
you just took your boy Earl last year. It was like that would just be kind of OD. Like I would love it. Like if I was an Eagles fan, I was like fucking right. But you know what I'm saying? Like
it would be Rager 2 years ago, Devontae Smith last year, and another that I couldn't maybe they see it like, well, we got because Philly technically has 3 first round picks this year.
That's what I'm saying.
They could be like, fuck it, we could use one of them, whatever. And then it is not out the realm of the possibility that the Saints could have an opportunity to draft a player who's a consensus number 1 wide receiver in the draft. I won't say consensus, but most people would say he's the number 1 wide receiver in this draft, sitting at 18 overall, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't happen.
Doesn't happen, man.
And people were like, well, he has a torn ACL. Okay. And like, I think
you
need your medical people to dive in, but the draft isn't just about this season, this upcoming season. Like you could have let's say, maybe he's not a wide receiver 1, but let's say he's a very high-end wide receiver 2. You telling me we don't need that?
We need it. 1, 2, 3, and 4, motherfucker.
Needed. And again, this is early. We just spitballing, but I'm just saying, if you're a Saints fan, and the team may have an opportunity to draft a player that before last night they probably had no chance of drafting.
Yeah. Just put it like that, So, we'll see. But, it'll be coming down to the medical. If everything's moving in the right direction, say in April when they do that little last recheck, I mean, you take that, bro, because with ACLs nowadays, he'll start the training camp on PUP.
Yep.
Then probably be, coming to the season, probably start the games, probably start week 2 or something like that. And the way these receivers are, man, they come out swinging.
Swinging, bro.
Especially if you get the quarterback play going, that's another thing we got to, factor in also. But, yeah, I've been sitting there. I just started watching wide receivers. Started looking at Chris Olave.
Chris Olave?
Yeah, man. He's easy, bro. Like
easy, bro.
I might watch 2. I'm done. I don't need to watch anymore. It's like it's a good. I could see Sean Payton just be like, yeah, just stick him in there, bro. Like it's just not much there. I mean, he's just good. He's a good wide receiver, bro. Like he gives you everything you need, bro.
And I think his role is perfect, right? Because he's not a wide receiver 1. Like he doesn't scream a wide receiver 1, but I think again they should pretend like Michael Thomas is on the team,
right?
But if you can get any version of that Michael Thomas from 2 years ago back and pair like a legit wide receiver, a high-end wide receiver 2 with him, and Emmanuel Sanders was doing all right, but with Breeze's arm and whatever, blah. But I think you can work with that, man. You can.
Oh man, he gives me a lot of Kevin Ridley, honestly. Like just a guy you can move around. Mm-hmm. You can move around. You can get him. You could run him out the backfield, get him lined up on air. You could, line him up against outside, inside. You could just have like Sean Payton could have fun with him. Sean Payton would know exactly what to do with him. Like I could see Sean Payton just having the exact vision needed for him to flourish. He'll be just fine. He tracks the ball. He works downfield in the short area, everything. So that's easy. The Saints gonna have some options, man. Just with a quick look at this wide receiver class, they're gonna have some options. Just will they pull a trigger, bro? That's all I'm talking.
Bro, I watched 2.5 games of Garrett Wilson.
I ain't watching him yet. I haven't watched him yet
because I was, we were getting ready to go out for dinner, and like halfway, and as I'm watching him, my girl is like mimicking me. She's like, bruh, I'm not watching any prospects. Like she was mimicking me from like the pod when I was telling you I was going to watch it. Just roasting my ass, bro. And then I watched like 2.5 games, got through like the halfway of the third game, and I was like, I can't watch this shit no more, man. Like, I was like, I'm that setup. I can't go through it again. I just can't.
It's just we know this how this plays out, bro.
I do, bro. I do. I watched like 3 games of T. Higgins and was like, oh, I'm good, bro. Like he needs to be the pick. Make him the pick, Sean. Make him the pick. Then
like whoever gets picked is going to be either one of the names I skip, and decide I just said I'm not going to watch him, or that I watch and hate. It's like ew, and I just not going to watch anymore.
Speaking of
one of those players.
Speaking of T. Higgins, bro, can we go back to the Falcons game real quick? Now that can we talk about Jeff's video of Cesar Ruiz's blocking, bro?
Oh boy. He's not even good on the move, bro.
How can you? That's
what O-line lives for.
Honestly, Ryan, that's the most baffling thing to me. Because when I played guard and I played center, when a run play is called, or you have to pull, like that's what gets us amped, bro. We get to like be on the move and then like flatten somebody. Shit, can't wait. Every fucking pull this fucking dude does, he's fucking falling like a slip and slide, or he pulls and then like he'll pull too far and like he doesn't even block who he's supposed to block. Right. Like they go right inside.
It's like that's what people like. Oh, maybe he just needs to develop. I'm like, no, it's like it's not good football play. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like some players they need to develop, but you can still see like, yeah, he's a football player though. He just needs to clean up some things. But it's like this is not good football. Like I don't even know. It makes you wonder, like, what was his evaluation? How did he start so long playing like this, bro? It's like, what the fuck,
bro? That's what I need to know. And was it just because he was healthy? They didn't have no one else. Because you cannot sit and tell me with a straight face that you can watch the all 22 of the games that we played this season and last season, not just this season. And a smart football evaluation be like, he is a decent NFL starter. You can't do it, bro.
No.
Cannot do it.
It's amazing he started so many. I mean, he started every game for the Saints. It's amazing. It's just amazing. After all the injuries we had, every other player got injured except.
Shout out to Don't Back Me, bro. Like I love that's his nickname. And during the most COVID outbreak season of all time,
that man said, "I got them antibodies, bitch." He gonna be the forefront of the herd immunity movement, bro.
He's probably vaccinated by this point, bro. It wouldn't be a surprise at all.
Gotta be, man.
Yeah, but he just never gonna leave that shit down, bro. He's a baller, though, bro. He's a baller.
Every time somebody retweet that interception from this past Sunday, I retweeted, bro, because that was some Odell Beckham-esque beautiful shit, man. That was
beautiful, bro.
Oh, man.
And to think that, for the most part, they got to resign. They need to resign some players. PJ being the biggest one. The Marcus question is a huge looming question.
Huge.
But I just feel that if the debate was extend Marcus or let Trigger Trey walk, after you see what Trigger Trey's doing this season for the Bengals, bro,
yeah,
you gotta extend Marcus, bro. Like
extend Marcus, because then it's like, what were you doing?
You can't lose both of them, bro. You can't lose both of them.
That extend Marcus.
But I was just talking about the secondary. Just think, we got Lattimore, we got Adebo. Hopefully, we bring Marcus back. I think they will. Malcolm probably not gonna be back. So, but we got CD Deuce. Like we got a secondary, bro. Like,
man.
Like us. No, bro, I can't. It's wild to think about. And it feels good. And that's not to say it wouldn't shock me at all if they find like a player later around in the draft, that they feel that could play that strong safety role, and maybe they draft him with a 3rd round pick, 4th round pick. That wouldn't shock me at all. But it's interesting. One last thing I did want to talk to you about before we close up this episode is the Black Mondays coming on. Well, for the most part, and there was some surprises, some not surprises.
I wanted to get your thought on Brian Flores, man, because I know you and him have a love-hate, or mostly hate relationship.
All right. Okay, I'll say this. Should he have been fired in Miami after putting up a 9-win season last year and an 8-win season this year? He probably should have not been fired. I can safely say that. But he made, as the head coach, he has made decisions for the Dolphins that is very ungood. The biggest, one of the biggest ones was Mika Fitzpatrick. You're a defensive guru and you have a great defense, but you can't figure out how to use Mika Fitzpatrick.
Uh-huh.
To me, that's a big one. And then that they had a draft class, it may have been 2020, that they had a lot of picks and they missed on all of them, bruh. It was like our draft class.
Yeah. But is that him or is that Chris Greer? It's I don't know.
I think it's a combination of both. Oh yeah, it was 2020. So at number 5 overall, they took Tua. Then at 18, they took Austin Jackson, who was a bad offensive lineman.
Yeah.
And then I had 3 first-round picks that year. And so number 30th overall, they took a cornerback from Georgia that is not good. So I believe that's for sure more of a Brian Flores pick because he's a defensive guy.
Right.
Yeah. That said, I think he's going to be well in demand around the league. I don't think he's going to go long without a job. But yeah, man, what are your thoughts in terms of just what's happened in regards to Black Friday and everything?
It's kind of annoying, man, because it's
Black Monday. Sorry.
Musical chairs, you know what I'm saying? It's just musical chairs. Denver fires Vic Fangio, but then they want to interview Dan Quinn. It's what?
Come on, man. Talk about it.
What are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? Okay, Dan Quinn, he did go to a Super Bowl. Okay, I give him that. But he also squandered years of a top 10 quarterback that they had. You know what I'm saying? Squandered years, and he's supposed to be a defensive guru. And what Atlanta was known for was having a shitty poo-poo defense.
Yep.
And he finally goes to the Cowboys and reinvents his name because he could focus back on defense. And he does a really good job. He was known for the cover 3 scheme for the longest, switched up, started running more man-to-man, switching things up in the secondary, played more to his style that was on defense, switched it up, and then gave to Dallas one of the best defenses in the league. Mm-hmm. And it's bro, just do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand.
Stay in your lane.
I guess I understand wanting to move up. All these coaches want to be head coaches. So I get it. You can't just pass up opportunities. But it's damn, man. It's at least reinvent yourself a little bit and understand what went wrong. And you're going to go to Denver with no quarterback, got some talent on defense, but you're going to be head coach, so it's not like you're going to be exclusive to the defense. You got to run the franchise. You got to be the CEO. You got to be the CEO of the whole team. So it's like, I don't know, man. It's just like the NFL just keeps doing this thing where they just recycle. And also the annoying thing is just with the black coaches, Dave Cully, he didn't get canned yet.
No, not yet. Thank goodness.
That's interesting. But like Brian Flores, wasn't my favorite, but he was kind of a hard ass. And I mean, sometimes you gotta be a hard ass, man. Like the Dolphins hadn't won nothing in decades, bro. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you gotta come in there with a big dick and be like, fuck all that. You know what I'm saying? And apparently, from what I've read, it just wasn't meshing well with like Chris Greer and ownership and stuff like that.
I mean, it also sounds like ownership really hated how he, quote unquote, treated Tua.
Right. And quite frankly, I'm sorry, bro. Like, Tua needed that treatment. Like, Tua
like, ass water, bro.
Like, bro, that's what I'm saying. It's like, bro, it's like you forcing a quarterback. It just, when that happened, it made sense because it never looked like Brian Flores loved Tua. I mean, it's not like he probably went along with it, like, okay, let's draft Tua. But at the end of the day, you got the coach and you got to look what's on the field. And obviously he was seeing what was on the field and like, that's not good enough.
Yep.
That's why he got benched multiple times, in his rookie year. This year they literally just shrunk the offense so much just to make it work for Tua. You know what I'm saying? And it just was, it was just good enough. But I mean, he knew, like Brian Flores knew that wasn't enough to really win. But hey, let's like Chris Greer, the owner wants to stick with Tua, I guess, until they try to get Deshaun Watson or whatever. It just goes to show you it's not really about football, man. Like with all this shit.
No. Oh no.
We like to think it's all about X's and O's and being smart football. It's politics,
bro.
good old boy network.
Oh, we seeing it.
Relationships, ego, all that shit.
Bruh, the Panthers are interviewing a Kubiak? Like how many Gary Kubiak's son? He's been with Minnesota for like 3 seasons doing what?
Doing what?
Doing what, bro? What can Clint Kubiak, whatever the fuck his name is, it's just
Kubiak equal a great run game.
There you go, bro.
That's the high level analysis in the NFL.
That's it. And let's not mince words. When you say good old bowl network, it's just white people, white coaches just being recycled over and over again. They fail, they don't do well as head coaches, and then people get fired. And it's like, oh,
how many times I've seen Byron Leftwich, he's got Tom Brady though. And I'm like, who the hell has fucking what's his name in New England?
Like Jones? Oh, Josh McDaniels?
Josh McDaniels. It's like that's his whole career. Like, what are you talking about? But Byron Leftwich is like, oh, he's had Tom Brady his last 2 years. I'm like, yeah, it's true, but it's like, it's a successful offense. Can the dude get a shot? Can he get an interview? This dude played in the league, man. Like let him get an interview, see how he goes. And I did see he's getting an interview. I can't remember where.
Well, I know he interviewed with Jacksonville.
I mean, that just makes sense. But then there's the whole Rooney Rule thing, which I just hate because you just wonder, like, oh, this guy just getting interviewed just to check off the list. I saw Eric Glenn, former Saints secondary coach, get an interview. They're not hiring Eric Glenn, man.
No, bro.
They're just bringing him in, checking off that little Excel box, bro. Like, oh, yeah, but I quote him. And it just pisses you off because it's like, it's just so fake. Like, I hate that shit. Like,
What is it's so frustrating to see it happen. We'll probably get Jim Harbaugh back in the league.
Oh Lord. And he deserved look like bro, the dude that like you look at his winning percentage, it's like why is he not in the league? Like this man won some fucking games, but God, he was annoying. Ugh.
Worst, bruh. The worst. I am just. I'll say this. I don't care. I don't care about the Giants. I really don't. But man, their fan, and maybe this is what we need to do as Saints fans, right? When their fans heard when that Joe Judge might come back for next season, bruh, they made such a ruckus as a fan base, got that man fucking fired. And then I see like Connor Orr, like it was on Twitter, like, oh, you know, Joe Judge presented himself as this and blah blah. Here's my deep take of why Joe, you know, what went wrong for Joe Judge in New York. And I said he went 10-23. I don't need an article to tell me what went wrong.
Please.
What are we doing? That text came, like I got the notification that he got fired, and I felt happy for Giants fans because, like, bro, could you imagine being in a football stadium? Either you're a season ticket holder, you pay your hard-earned money. I know Giant tickets aren't very pricey because they're been asked, but you pay $20, even if it's $20-$40, right, to go to the Giants game this past Sunday. And you are there and you see this fucking team running a quarterback sneak on 3rd and 8, bruh. Dude.
Hey, man, he's a special teams coordinator, bro. He was trying to line up the kicker. Punter.
They would have to escort me off the field, bro, because I'm going down talking to Joe Judge, bro.
Trying to get the punter space, man. That's what they said.
Talking to that man. He got himself fired.
That's a piss poor franchise, bro. Like, Giants.
He got himself fired with that rant. And that play call. He got himself fired. So then the question I'll ask you, and we don't know, man. We say David Culley got his job. We don't know if we're gonna keep his job.
No.
You know, if the Raiders are one and done, you know, I know Rich Bisaccia hasn't got this team to the playoffs as the interim head coach in a very difficult fucking football season for the Raiders. You tell him, even if he goes one and done and they get beat by the Bengals this weekend, does he not deserve potentially to be the head coach of the Raiders, man? Like, come on. But I said that to say there's still some openings that we may not know about yet. But from the current allotment of teams that are looking for a head coach, and some are looking for GMs and head coach, what team is like the most attractive to you, in your opinion?
It's hard, man. You know, the Bears are a weird franchise, but you know, you do have Justin Fields there. You know, it's hard to really have like a full evaluation on him this year, but you can see that, okay, there's talent there. Like, okay, the dude is talented. So, I mean, that would be an interesting spot just to see what I could do. But it's tough, man, because you got an aging defense.
Mm-hmm.
The offense needs a lot of work. It was hard.
And you're likely to lose Allen Robinson this offseason.
Yeah, it's just so it's a lot of work. Jacksonville, they got the number 1 pick, right?
Yes.
They got the number 1 pick again, back to back. You got Trevor Lawrence. You know, you got to figure out what you can take from this year with Trevor Lawrence. Like, you know, I give him a mulligan. I get a guy a mulligan because he got dealt a bad hand with Urban Meyer. You know, we didn't have real NFL coaching. And we've seen in glimpses this year that he, you know, that talent's still there. It's not like he getting talented, but they just, man, they got a lot of work.
It is definitely still there.
just got a lot of work, but they got ammo, man. They always got cap money, but it's just such a disturbing. You got Trent Baalke there. It's like, what the hell is going on? It's just, none of these jobs I'll be running to. Maybe the Vikings, just because they're kind of known for kind of sticking with their coach for a while. So if I went there, I know I'd at least be given like a 3-year shot, unless I blow it to get things right. You got Kirk Cousins there. No, he's not like the greatest quarterback ever, but you can do worse than Kirk Cousins. Got some defensive talent there, but they need a lot of work too. So it's interesting. I don't really know. Like with Carolina, I'm looking at Carolina, bro. Boy, that seat hot for Matt Rule, bro. It's basically what he's saying. What he's saying is obviously everybody else's fault but me. Everybody else's fault. He's getting rid of all his assistant coaches.
It was Joe Brady's fault.
Joe Brady's fault. He just fired like 2 more coaches. It's like, okay, it's everybody's fault but me, and I'm going to figure out. Trust the process.
But who brought those coaches in though?
Exactly.
Oh, word.
That seat hot. It wouldn't surprise me if he's like going by week 8 next year. You know what I'm saying? Unless he just turns it around and they go like 6-2 or some shit.
Yeah, I don't know, man. They were like doing quarterback platooning, and it was just weird, bro. Like,
weird, man. I was like, what is going on here?
And then the report comes out that they're not going to trade Christian McCaffrey this offseason. Why not? I'm not saying this as a Saints fan. I'm just having like a real football conversation, right?
Yeah.
I'm speaking for someone who is looking to maybe get a new car. God damn it. Should have never looked in the value of my current car. Dumb decision in this market. Anyway, I have equity in my car, right? Which means if I trade it in, I'm going to get more than what my car is worth.
Right.
Christian McCaffrey right now is negative equity. Is he not?
No.
He's an alien running back who has had numerous injuries. He now has an albatross in terms of a contract attached to him, and he misses more games than he plays. Some of that goes back to Carolina themselves because they run him to the ground, and they just fuck it, figure it out. We paid you, figure it out. But at some point, like I know I'm just speaking as just a football mind. Why would you completely just say we're not going to trade Christian McCaffrey this offseason? If a team is willing to give you, I don't even know what his value would be right now with all the injuries and shit, honestly.
Yeah, no. I really don't know.
Let's say if a team was willing to give you like a second rounder or a third rounder to trade him so you can get off that contract, like, yeah, you're going to take on some dead money, but you telling me that you wouldn't think about doing that? Just seems dumb, bro.
Yeah, I don't get it. And speaking of like running back, what running like for the Saints? I really feel they need some new blood in the running back room, bro.
Oh, I agree.
I've seen enough Tony Jones, love Mark Ingram, but his career is pretty much shot at this point. I just want to see I want to get back to that old AK plus whoever. That Thunder and Lightning. You know what I'm saying? I want to get back to that, man.
I agree. I said this to a friend during the Broncos game, and then he fucking got lit up and fumbled. And their play style are a little too similar potentially, but I was thinking of like Melvin Gordon. He's going to be a free agent. He does have a fumbling problem that's kind of that's not. That's just kind of been a problem in his career. But honestly, like it's running back. So if this is coming from someone who has not studied or seen any running back this upcoming draft season, like running backs, you can kind of find them wherever, right?
Yeah,
so
them, man. I was looking at the kid last night for Georgia. Not the big play pass catching one, but the Zeus White.
Oh, not Dalvin Cook's brother.
Yeah, not Dalvin Cook brother. I mean, he a beast. I like him. I like him, but he's like pretty much like what AK would be. So I mean, like I wouldn't hate bringing him in or nothing like that, but as far as what I'm looking for is what I'm looking for, like the Zeus White, kind of just high cut downhill.
We want a younger, like Latavius Murray, like get in there, the good one, not the preseason one we saw this season.
Right.
Like, although he had a nice little run on Sunday,
little run, bro. But just somebody like that, man, just take that edge off and just go downhill, young, and just if the offensive line rolling, because whoever we bring in, whether it's a rookie, whether it's Jameis Winston, we got to give them like a top 10 running game this year.
Gotcha, man. I mean, part of that, and we talked about him a little bit earlier, but a lot of that's on fucking Maurice.
Yeah, that goes hand in hand.
It goes hand
with it, bro. Because how many times we watch AK run into just a pile of bodies,
like no push, just nothing.
Just nothing. It's like, oh my God.
But it's gonna be fun. I wish and I hope. I maybe work this back. I hope that there is some action that happens before the end of the month. Right.
I know, right? Yeah.
I just want just something just to pop off. The off season. It'd be nice if it's Saints related and it's good, but it don't gotta be like the Matt Stafford trade to the Rams that happened towards the end of January last year, bro.
Yeah.
Kind of kicked everything off. So I just want something like that to just be like, boom, I'm here. It's off season. Boom.
Is it to you? Does it feel like the Russell Wilson thing is kind of calming down, or is that just short term?
I think the Russell Wilson thing is exclusively going to be what Russ wants. And so I think these upcoming weeks are going to be important, right? Because what's happening these upcoming weeks? Exit meetings, exit interviews. Mm-hmm. And I feel like if Russ goes in and has a conversation with Pete Carroll, with Judy Allen, and whoever runs operations in Seattle, and if he leaves that meeting thinking that they're not like on the same page, like he can't get whatever he wants, I think he, at that point he'll go to his agent and say, "Gotta go.
Put the word out.
Gotta do what's best for me." But if that meeting goes well, and everyone kind of is on the same page and aligns, I could see fences being mended. But it's a weird. Here's the thing, right? And we've talked about this numerous times on this podcast, is just what does he want? Because offensively, not offensive line wise, but like offensively, you have DK Metcalf, you have Tyler Lockett, you have Gerald Everett at tight end. Like you got weapons. Like so he doesn't lack weapons. The only difference now is that defensively, Seattle it's a shiv, bro. Like they don't have no defense. And then Bobby Wagner hurt himself the last game of the season, I believe, or second to the last game of the season. So it's basically like Russ is like on his Drew Brees now, where everything has to be a shootout and he has to win and he has to play like prestigious every game to even give them a shot. And if he doesn't, then they don't have a shot. So maybe he could see going to a team like Denver or the Saints, and not so much Denver, but like the Saints is like shit. Like I've seen, it's kind of like what we talked about on this episode on the spot before. Like these dudes went 9-8 with this offense, with this defense. Like you throw me in that, like we could make some shit happen. Like we can get shit popping. So I think that's important to him. And also obviously like this the whole Sean Payton factor, right? Like whatever someone says about the Russ trade, because I know a lot of Saints fans are averse of giving up what it would probably take to trade Russ. Russ and Sean would cook, bruh.
Oh yeah.
Cook.
No question.
Unquestioned cook. And I think
Russ interview is gonna sound completely different, bro. Because now you sound like Pete Carroll, like Russ gonna be sound like you're like, oh, I think this. I think we're gonna go out there and take it one play at a time.
I really think, I think these exit interviews this next week and a half, it's gonna be big, man. Because I'll say this: we get that tweet, that notification from Schefter that Russ is looking blah blah. We know how those exit interviews went, bro. Speaking of running backs, since you brought up Seattle, I don't know where I'm pretty sure they didn't pick up his 5th-year option, bro. Bringing in Rashad Penny, bro. I don't know what he would cost.
Rashad Penny, I was like, damn.
I don't know what he would cost, and I think him being with AK is like perfect for him, like because he don't got to be the guy. He don't got to worry about. He can split time, but like he finally got healthy in a couple of games I watched Seattle. Like I was
man, he was a load these last couple of weeks.
Yeah, very, very impressive runner. And this is, now we're just kind of off base and just spitballing players. I know we set the goal, right? The goal is Mike Gesicki. Get him, make him the highest paid tight end. Boom, easy contract, work it out, right? What are your thoughts on O.J. Howard? Oh, I know. It tells me everything I need to know right there.
No, that's it, man. It's like I really don't know what to make of him because I liked him as a prospect. I like before he was a prospect, I was like, man, get this dude to the Saints. Like when he was like a sophomore or whatever. Damn, man, he just let you down a lot, and it's like he should be cooking in his offense. That's the thing. I was like, why is he not cooking in his offense?
If you can't cook with Tom Brady, and I don't know, man.
Like that's a red flag to me.
Yes.
And you I watch games like Tom Brady be so frustrated with O.J. Howard, bro.
He does, bro. He does. I'd rather have David Njoku. Straight up.
Straight up, dog. Straight up. Seriously. I look at Njoku before him, man. I don't know. I don't know the disconnected tissue right there. I don't know what's the problem. Is he dumb? He's just dumb. I don't know. It's a dumb player, I mean, because he just made like a lot of big highlight plays at Alabama.
Right. Tons.
But like tight end in the NFL is a weird position, man.
It is, man.
Parts.
It is.
You gotta have some toughness. Like it's all kind of stuff that go into the tight end position in the NFL. And it just has not come to fruition. I thought when Tom Brady got there, I thought he was gonna set it off.
Right.
And it's not like Gronk Gronk missed time all the time. So it's like he had opportunities to shine.
Speaking of Gronk, you think Tom and Gronk is always a package deal?
I think so. It seems like, who else he played with? I don't know.
I'm just saying, like Gronk would technically be a free agent this upcoming offseason.
That's true. I just feel like that's straight up package.
I think it is too. But I think I'm just saying. I'm not saying this. You're gonna get old Gronk, right? But I can see Sean being like, I made some career.
I mean, if you're gonna go that route, why don't you call up old JG and mend some fences, man? Old Jimmy Crabbe.
I've been on this for a while, bro. need Jimmy home, bro. I need it, bro. I do.
I mean, Mercedes still in the league, man.
Mercedes Lewis, bro.
It's like the main tight end for the Green Bay Packers.
It's wild, bro.
That dude been in the league. That dude been in the league a long time, bro.
Yeah, because he was a original draft pick by the
Jaguars, and he was just trash.
Yeah.
Trash, bro. Like
I gotta look up his career.
Amazing athlete.
Oh, he was drafted 28th overall in the 2006 draft.
Ooh,
Ryan.
Yeah, bro.
That was the year I graduated high school.
How crazy is that?
That is fucking wild.
Man. Now maybe could squeeze a year or two out of old Jimmy G, man. Just mend fences, hug it out, you know what I'm saying? Sorry, I testified against you.
Anyway, we got some shit to look forward to this off season. If the first 48 hours is any indication, it's gonna be a wild ride. But we had to lead off with the whole controversy. Lissa, Hinge, Dylan, Dilly. We had to talk about it, bro. We just had to. Like even my girl was going through it. Like I was sending her things, and she was like, "Oh my goodness."
And please, anybody listening, don't be in my mentions like trying to Jeff for Alyssa. Like, oh, she was just joking. I don't care. Like, I don't care, bro. Just leave me alone. I don't want to.
They was in your mentions?
Yeah, man. It's like, oh, well, she probably was just joking. You know, I was like, I don't care, bro. Like, just leave it alone, man. Like, let Sage Twitter just flourish and be funny and enjoy it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Please.
Roll with it.
Okay. Well, so enjoy the games this weekend. Before we go, because we're not going to record until next week. I'm going to Texas this weekend. Enjoy the long weekend. What are the games that really got you interested?
Bengals, baby. Bengals, Raiders, baby. Bengals Twitter podcast. Here we go.
Get this Negro out of my face.
I want to see them win. I want to see them win the playoff game. They hadn't won to win this playoff games like, I don't know, 1991 or some shit.
Yeah, seeing the Bengals win the playoff game will be nice. Although I won't be watching T. Higgins make plays and be like just fucking author fucking meme with the fist, bro.
But the Raiders got that thing, man. The thing just don't make sense. Like they could nut up.
They can, man. I think that game's gonna be a lot closer than people think it is. Just so I brought it up. I brought up NFL.com, and then now I want to ask you this question just because it's up, just before we go. So that's the game that you're most interested in, right?
Yeah.
Let me pull up these playoff games, man. Teams that we both can't stand. The 49ers Cowboys game. That's
my God.
That's gonna be an interesting game, bro.
Yeah, it is.
But the game I think I'm most interested in, if we being real, is Arizona Rams. I know it's an NFC West game, but I think the Cardinals could get the Rams right now, bro.
They could, man. They could, bro. But man, even the Cardinals, they've been kind of up and down. I don't know. I really can't pick that game. I really can't.
It's a hard game to pick. But the one thing I wanted to ask you, because I saw it on the cover at NFL.com. What if you're the Giants? What do you do with Saquon Barkley?
I would be trying to get him out of there, me. I'd be trying to trade. I'd be trying to see what I can get. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what am I getting? And he got to get paid. I'm not paying that. I'm not paying him. I've already made the decision. I'm not paying.
Not doing it.
So it's like, I don't know. I try to get him out. If not, play him out. Play him out on this. I don't know if he's on a 5th year or a rookie deal. I don't know. But nah, they got a lot of work to do. I mean, that is the quarterback. They have the ammunition to make a move this year. But he's a talented running back, bro. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, he's talented. Those injuries, and I just hadn't seen the sustainability you need from a running back. Mm-hmm. I just hadn't seen from him. I worried about that with him as a rookie. Like, can he be kind of a sustaining running back? And he's like he can give you some plays. Like, man, he's like athletic as hell and just do some weird, crazy, beautiful things. Kind of like Reggie Bush.
Mm-hmm.
Like Reggie Bush was, one of the best athletes I've ever seen in my life. But it was hard to sustain offense with him.
Right.
So how much is that worth? I don't know.
It'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see for sure. And I don't know why, but like I could just see, and maybe he wouldn't go there, maybe because of the quarterback situation. But I could just Jim Harbaugh to the Giants just feels like right.
Ooh, I hadn't seen that connection yet.
You know, because everyone's kind of linked him to like the Raiders and everything, right?
Yeah, Raiders, Dolphins.
Oh, I haven't seen the Dolphins one, but just the Giants. It's a big market. He's a big name. He kind of has that no nonsense type of shit that, like, you know, John Mara seems to like love.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, man. It just seems if that happened, that wouldn't shock me at all.
No, I could see that for sure.
All right. I think we covered it all. We're going to get out of here. Have a good weekend. Enjoy the games. We'll be back next week. Hopefully we don't have any controversies to recap at that point, but shit, in a week's time, we probably will. Thank y'all for being along for the ride.
I'll see the Deuce was going to put a hit on Nita or something, man.
Nigga, see the kind that would, bro. See the kind that would. But we'll be back next week talking about something. We'll be talking about something, trust me, because we'll always have something to talk about.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Thank y'all for all the support. We appreciate it. If you're not a Patreon member, become a Patreon member. Since the season finale or the ending game of the season, we got 2 new Patreons. We greatly appreciate it. Become part of our Discord, our little community that we've loved having and building and talking with everyone on. So with that, we're gonna get out of here. Enjoy yourself. Be safe. We're out.
Peace.
Did you know a 2018 study showed half of prenatal vitamins tested had unacceptable levels of heavy metals? I'm Kat, mother of 3 and founder of Ritual. When I was 4 months pregnant, I couldn't find a prenatal I could trust, so I created my own. Ours is made traceable, third-party tested for heavy metals, and recently earned the Purity Award from the Clean Label Project. But don't just take my word for it. Get 25% off at ritual.com/prenatal.
O'Reilly.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free and provides a report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.